Welcome back to Hiveswap Friendsim, everybody. My name is Brodemus. Last time we actually attained friendship, not obtained. I guess we obtained friendship, but this time we're doing volume 2. So let's get right into it with a little wiggle. All right, let's go. Start. So, of aesthetics, crimson and otherwise. Okay, so what do we got? We're gonna find out what this is. All right, here we go. I'm gonna assume this is new. You stumble through the streets of a strange alien world. Ever since you crash-landed on this hostile planet, you have been desperate. Desperate for information, for provisions, and possibly for a bit of medical attention. Along the way, you've had some laughs, embarrassing missteps, and maybe even an encounter with alien meat products. You don't really want to get into it. What you do want to get into is friendship. An entire planet of endless friend opportunities awaits you. Entire planet, a whole new world. I've already made that joke. Honestly, at this point, you'd make friends with one of those weird purple bushes. You're not picky. Wait, you see something in the distance. Or perhaps someone. Okay. We have, Amisia Erden or Sirava Hermod. Do I want to go with the mustard blood, or is that indigo? Or is that Equius's color? That might be Equius's color. Ah, look, yeah, buddy. Let's go with the artist. This might be Equius, because that's an arrow that looks very akin to, because like the Extended Zodiac has like very similar designs to the original Trolls, right? Don't they? I thought they did. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go with Amisia. Lo, what light through yonder weirdly organic architecture breaks? A small figure approaches.
Oh my gosh. You are so
far, you've swallowed quite a few insults in regards to your looks and intelligence level. You aren't really the type to let the shallow opinions of others get you down, but it's been kind of a rough day. You brace yourself.
cute.
Oh.
She gives you a sweet, sincere smile. I've never seen anything like you. It's giving me all sorts of new ideas.
Boy, do you hope some of those ideas are about friendship. Now that you've got a taste of it, you are hungry for more. Oh, I'm ravenous for friendship. Devour it. You take a stumbling step forward, and your ribs remind you that although the potential of camaraderie is enough to improve your mental health, it can't cure acute injuries.
Oh, you don't look so good. Come inside. I've been looking for new contributors.
Contributors? Could she mean friendship contributors? No, that's dumb. Just immediately toss that in the fucking garbage. Maybe she runs some sort of alien newspaper and she wants you on staff. She looks a little young for that, but what the heck do you know about alien management hierarchy? Nothing. Exactly zero. You follow her to a nearby building, and now that you're looking up from your ravenous hunt for companionship, you notice that you've wandered into kind of an upscale part of town. There's a lot less garbage and people collapsed in the street. You see one of those spiky robot things, but it's washing a window instead of shooting a laser at a group of children. If that's not high class, you know what is. Boy, man, you're walking out in the street and you get laser blasting at you. What is this world coming to when that is the norm? Before you can follow her inside, she turns around in the threshold, blocking your way.
Real quick, you don't happen to be an artist, do you?
Artistry? Well, as a matter of fact... Tell her, yeah, it isn't exactly your whole deal, but you've been known to dabble. Tell her, no, you've never had much of a knack for it. See, alright, here's the thing. I've noticed a pattern. You get two choices, and then one like kind of joke choice where you only get to choose one. At least that's how our Dada and DMN worked. And it's like, okay, if you get in the door, the second choice will fuck you over. If you gotta prove yourself, in the case of our Dada, you gotta prove yourself to both of them either way, actually. It'll fuck you if you make the wrong choice. But will I fuck myself if I tell her no in the first place? Like, hey, no, I'm not an artist. Flat out honest with her. Will she just kick me out now? And is that friendship over? Cut off, guillotine the head off the friendship snake? I'm facing a dilemma here, as you understand. We're gonna go with, I'm gonna tell her... yeah, it isn't your actual, but I've been known to dabble. I dabble in art.
Oh. I see how it is. Well, you aren't going to snake rodent any trade secrets out of me.
You aren't going to snake rodent?
Goodbye.
You completely blew it. Okay. All right, pack it up, everybody. Can we get this? Can we get loadout going? We got to strike the whole thing. Come on, we gotta go. Come on. All right, do-over. I fucked it up immediately. Shit. All right, this is the friendship. Yes. All right, Amisia. All right, that's how it's gonna be. I'll play your game. I'll play your game. No, I've never had a knack for it.
Oh, good. Friendships between artists can be so fraught. Much better to just keep things between artists and art appreciators. That way no one can get jealous.
The girl's smile widens even further, and you feel an unbelievable rush of joy. Have you finally found someone who isn't a total fucking maniac? Not an Alternia. She brought up friendship without you having to mention it at all. It puts a spring in your step, or as much of a spring as possible with a broken arm and a misaligned torso. Misaligned. That's probably not good. Amisia, whom you have yet to introduce, I guess, psychokinetically? No, that's not it. I just know your name. They just pulled it out of the heavens. Amisia leads you into an elevator with buttons labeled in spiky letters that make absolutely no sense to you. You realize that probably nothing is ever going to make sense to you again. Not as long as I'm here. That's okay. Your hierarchy of needs has adjusted recently. Your new friend, you are jumping the gun with this descriptor, but you are feeling seriously good about this encounter, stands in the corner of the elevator, wringing her claws.
I wish I'd known I was going to have company. I would have cleaned up a little. It's been a while since I've met anyone new.
You assure her that whatever disaster her house is, it can't be any worse than some other places you've seen here, like the fucking sewer. Although you kind of get what she means. She's wearing an artist smock that's covered in splashes of paint. That ain't paint. I'm calling it right now. That's troll blood. She paints in troll blood. Fucking calling it. Actually, it doesn't really look like paint, but it couldn't be anything else, could it? It's every color of the rainbow. The elevator door slides open and you step into a space that you're relieved to find is totally recognizable. A table overflows with messy palettes and brushes, cloudy jars of water and sponges, several easels stand beside the windows to catch the light of the two moons, and a number of canvases lean against the wall, turned so you can't see what's on them. So yeah, I guess that's kind of a thing that I don't remember if I've addressed or that this game has ever addressed. Trolls are nocturnal. They can only come out during the night because they burn up in the sun? They die in the sun, I'm pretty sure. Like, they can't survive in the sunlight. I think Alternia's sun is too intense. And that's the thing with Kanaya in Homestuck, is she's like the vampire to trolls. She's a rainbow drinker. She drinks blood. She's a vampire. She's a badass, though. I love Kanaya.
First things first.
Amisia brings you over to a wall screen that looks way more high-tech than anything you have on your now-defunct spaceship, tapping away at a series of unreadable symbols. She then indicates you should take off your sling.
Here, go ahead and stick it in there.
She seems to want you to put your injured arm into a large hole in the wall, which you do because you are sure your new friend has your best interest at heart. I'm losing the fucking arm, right? She's gonna cut it off. The hole shrinks down like a blood pressure cuff, sending bolts of agony through you. You want to yank your arm back out, but you don't. Even if it's broken, you still like having it attached to you. Instead, you shout a lot and thrash your other limbs around. And thus, separating the breaks in my ribs.
Calm down, you big wriggler. It's like you've never seen a medicalizer before. If you don't stop moving, it won't work.
Tears spill down your cheeks, but you force yourself still. You'll bear the pain. You'll do it for your friend. Yeah, you are really making some leaps and bounds here, buddy. She's looking at you so hopefully, and she's so delicate and pretty, almost angelic. You look at her face and tell yourself it's all going to be okay. Finally, the hole releases you and you pull your arm back out of it, completely healed. You can move your fingers. It doesn't even hurt anymore. Hey, things are looking up.
See? I told you.
This is great. You were overwhelmed with the urge to celebrate. Okay, this is choice number 2. I already fucked it up once. Do I want to be chill about it or get excited and dance your new friend around the room? Oh, no. I really want to dance around with her because she's so cute. Oh, let's dance around. You try to resist the urge to celebrate. You fail to resist the urge. You take Amisia by her tiny hands and twirl her around the studio, or you try to. You forgot about your busted ribs. You sure are doing that a lot. You let go of Amisia and go careening into one of the tables. Thankfully, not the one covered in art supplies. You hit the corner and go down on your incredibly sore ass. A lot of things about my ass in this game. This is what you get for acting like a huge fucking tool in front of your new friend.
Are you okay? Was that some sort of ritualistic rite of healing I've never heard of before?
You shrug against the floor. Amisia leans down and picks you up in a bridal carry, despite the fact that she's about half your size. It makes your ribs hurt, but what doesn't nowadays? Yeah, because the higher, I said this before, the higher you are in the hemo spectrum, the more physically strong you are. So, like, if she's Equius's color, she is only a step below the highest blood level for land trolls. So she should be strong. Amisia lays you down on a weird lumpy couch. Is it Amisia or Amisia? I kind of like Amisia. It's kind of like amnesia. It's really close to amnesia, but I like amnesia.
Are you sure you're okay? You look a little...
She trails off to nothing. She looks at your left arm, which you have draped over yourself awkwardly to sort of try to hold your torso together.
That color.
At first you think she means the color of your skin, which is different than her light gray. Then you think she means the truly fantastic buffet of bruises you got going on. Just all over. Or buffet of bruises, not buffet. Buffet of bruises you have going on. But then you realize that in your prancing idiocy, you manage to scrape up the inside of your arm. Blood oozes sluggishly from the wound. Yeah, because if I have red, like regular human color red, I am considered a mutant to trolls? Because cherry red doesn't exist unless you're a mutant, as in Karkat's case in Homestuck. Amisia dredges a finger through it. You're half expecting her to put it in her mouth and for this to become a whole cannibal situation. Well, since you aren't the same species, it wouldn't really be cannibalism, but still, no thanks. I'm not about that life, Amisia. Please, I would like to keep my blood inside of me. Instead, Amisia just holds her finger up, the drop of blood trembling on the tip.
This color. I've never seen anything like this.
She dashes off to one of her tables, pulling over a sketchbook and dragging her finger down it. Your blood paints a rusty line down the center. She lets out a little squeak of excitement.
This is amazing!
What, red?
Not red. There's a million dirty little rusties,
wow,
swarming all over the city. I'm drowning in red. This is crimson. It's incredible. You must be some sort of mutant.
Here we are.
You're really lucky I found you instead of one of the drones.
Lucky? You? Yes, very lucky. The luckiest. Though your arm is healed and you're out of whatever doubtlessly weird weather happens on this planet, maybe Amisia's right. Maybe you are lucky. You close your eyes and try to breathe. Zen yourself out. Really center yourself in your own body and all that garbage. Then you open your eyes and wow, you sure aren't centered anymore. In fact, you roll completely to the left as you try to get away from Amisia, who is back and standing over you with a gigantic axe.
Watch out!
Amisia grabs you, drags you back up onto the couch and plants her hand on your solar plexus, effectively pinning you down.
You'll hurt yourself if you keep flopping around like a beached blubber beast. You want to be friends, don't you? You want to help me with my artistic aspirations, right?
You get the feeling that she might be trying to manipulate you, just the tiniest little suspicion. It's possible Amisia has recognized your intense craving for companionship and is trying to exploit it. Wow, who would have thought a high blood, or a higher blood than me, would try and manipulate me? You don't like being suspicious of a new friend, but this is a pretty big axe.
I don't know what's got you so worried. I just want to show you my axe.
Oh, of course. Makes sense. That makes sense. I can probably smell it, though. There's probably blood all over the place here. It is a really nice axe. You hold out your hand for it, but of course it is too heavy for you, and your hands are all sweaty, and you fumble it. Fumble the really sharp weapon. Amisia tries to catch it before it's too late, and somehow in all the wriggly struggle, you end up getting cut. Like, very cut. Across both your wrists. In fact, you don't think she could have aimed even better if she'd been trying.
Oh dear.
Hard agree.
Don't struggle. You'll only hurt yourself more, silly. You don't want that, do you?
No, you definitely don't want that. Not after what a Butterfingers you've proven to be. Amisia gets up to put the axe down. You gotta get up to get down. And you kind of lose track of her for a little while. You're bleeding all over her couch, and everything around you starts to go shiny and unreal. Uh-oh. She comes back with a couple little jars that she uses to catch your blood. That's a good idea. You sure are making a mess. You wonder if they are specifically blood jars. They look like jam jars. Alien Jam. Space Jam. God, you love that movie. It's been so long since you've seen it. Definitely the best, or definitely the best PG movie about basketball. Way better than the one with the dog and the clown. Do they even have basketball here? You ask Amisia. She just shushes you and brushes your hair back off your forehead. She keeps smiling and saying comforting things. God, she's such a good friend. Before too long, you do what it's honestly a goddamn shock you haven't done before now. You pass out. When you come to, you are propped up against the wall in a weird way that you wouldn't love even if you weren't an invalid, and both of your arms are jammed in the hole in the wall. The med hole, the glory hole of well-being, the magic sphincter. You grunt and pull your arms back out. They're healed. The cuts on your wrists are just two faded pink lines. You take a step away from the wall and immediately hit the ground. You may not be actively dying anymore, but you did just lose like half the blood in your body. Gosh, you're tired. Man. How did I not die? How is that not a fuck up? Amisia's a good person. Kinda. She healed me. She could have let me die. She could have drained my blood. She could have just taken it all out of me and had this, what's the average amount of, how many gallons of blood are in a human body? Like, isn't it like 7? No, it's way more than 7 gallons, isn't it? Like 14 gallons? I don't fucking know. I'm not a doctor. What, I look like a doctor? I'm not a doctor. A little giggle makes you turn around, or roll over since you are still on the floor and probably not getting up anytime soon. It's fine. You've met worse floors in your life. Never met a floor I didn't like. Amisia is sitting at, well, that's actually not true. Amisia is sitting at one of her easels, her hair pulled back beneath a scarf and little round glasses perched on her nose. A jar of your blood sits next to her, and as you watch, she dips a brush in.
I'm glad you're awake. I was a little worried I'd actually killed you back there.
She laughs, and you laugh along with her. It's very funny. Actually, everything is funny right now. It's probably the blood loss. You ask her what she's painting.
You, of course. You inspired me.
Well, right now, it just looks like a bunch of red squiggles and some lines, but she only just got started. She's warming up. She sits there on her stool, looking at her palette and chewing on her lip thoughtfully. She looks somewhat nervous. Oh, why are you nervous, Amisia?
Actually, I want to show you something. Something I've never shown anyone else.
She leaps from her stool and crosses the studio. You roll to your other side to keep her in your line of sight. You really hope she isn't getting another Space Jam jar. Space Jam jar. Space Jar Jar.
Oh. Misa, hope you don't make an appearance in this.
She starts turning around the canvases one by one. They're all blank, except for one, which has a little... Wait, no, that's just a shadow. Every single one of them is blank. You aren't sure you understand? You ask her if these are all just 2 canvases that she has not gotten the chance to paint on yet. Amisia sighs.
No, I've had them forever. I'm just not a real painter. There, I said it!
Oh! She buries her face in her hands, talking from between her fingers.
I'm really good at all the other parts. The materials in the studio, I even make my own paints. I just can never do the actual sitting down and doing art part.
She just looks so despondent. You wish you could do something, but you don't really know that much about art. You probably can't stand up yet. You tell her that she looks like she's moving in the right direction at least. You don't even have a studio or any brushes or stuff like that. I'm also, not from here. I don't have anything. Except some broken ribs and scars on my wrists now. Of course, you have no aspirations to being a painter, but you leave that part out.
That's just it. I feel inspired for the first time ever.
Oop, I skipped that one. Shit.
There's really no other explanation.
Damn it. Damn. She takes a knee beside you, picking up one of your limp hands with hers. They're cold, like she's been pressing them into a glass window in winter.
Usually I just finish all my contributors quickly.
I'm glad I'm the exception.
I don't have time to deal with a bunch of injured lowbloods moaning around my studio. But I couldn't just use your blood up all at once. You're far too special for that.
You gaze at Amisia. A mist has descended over your vision, and it isn't even the mist of imminent death.
I have to keep this precious blood safe. I think you might be my muse.
Yay. Yay, I will never escape. Well. I guess that's the good ending. Not terribly comfortable with that. Nor is the guy or the girl or the person. That kind of just ended abruptly. I was expecting maybe a little bit more of a lead in there. Okay, well, let's go back to the opening there. That's 2 endings. You got 2 in one video. Kind of like the last episode, but it's one person, all Amisia, all the time, 24/7. that was a trip. I'm glad you went on it with me. Yeah, okay. I'm still processing. I am now a kidnappee. I am now the kidnapped for a blue-blooded troll that likes that. I guess I'm just gonna be her eternal red harvest buddy. Jesus Christ. Well, next week we're gonna do, what's the other guy's name? I don't remember. We'll find out next week. But I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. If you did, make sure hit the like button. Just let me know what you think. Subscribe if you'd like to. Keep up with me, because it's Hiveswap, more Hiveswap next week, and we're doing the mustard blood, and it's probably gonna be a real fucking trip. But I hope you enjoyed this. Share with your friends, comment, let me know what you guys think. If you guys like to know more about Homestuck, or if you read Homestuck, let me know. I like it. I like interacting with you guys. But I hope you enjoyed this, and see you next time. Later.